Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog. So let's go. All right, Roxstars, before we get started with the news of the day, first let me start off with letting you guys know about an event that's happening tomorrow, Friday. That is what is that? Tomorrow is May 27th, I believe it is, at 6:30 p.m. There will be a virtual meeting of sorts with Alice Walker. The people at Black Girls Smile reached out to me. It's a nonprofit organization that is, what it says on their Instagram says they're dedicated to the wellness and I'm sure the mental health of young Black women, girls, we just say Black women, period, young girls and women full grown. We all need the support of mental health, mental wealth, and wellness. So there's an organization that is sponsoring an evening with Alice Walker of Color Purple fame. You guys know her as the author for that book. She recently came out with a biography, or I'm not sure if it's a biography. I think it is an accounting of her life. It's called Gathering Blossoms Under Fire. And it says here that it's an intimate look into her journey through life. And we expect to get all of the valuable life lessons from Miss Walker as she sits down and speaks with those that will be in attendance. So it is a virtual affair. It will be online. I will leave the link for it in the description box. And if you are interested to come and sit down and maybe just hear some words of wisdom from Alice Walker, then you are welcome to do so. I'll make sure that I leave that link in the description box. But yes, tomorrow 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, so if you're on the West Coast, you're gonna be 3:30. You're gonna need to be checking in. Okay, and thanks to Black Girl Smile for the invitation to me. I haven't read the book. I'm going to try to listen to the audio book today because I got the invitation while I was on vacation and did not realize that the event was this week. I mean, like Friday. I was just like, oh my goodness. But, and you know what, actually, Roxy Reads Book Club, all of my members that are watching right now, maybe this might be a book that we decide to read for next month. I don't know if it'll be the main book though, but we'll see. We'll talk about it. We have a meeting on on Sunday, so we'll talk about what the next book will be, but maybe this one, you guys. Anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know about that. And if you are interested, make sure that you register for the event. Again, it's tomorrow night. Well, this will be today because today is Friday when you guys are getting this getting this video. So it'll be today, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Register and we'll see you there. All right, you guys, now first story up. I hate to even have to report on something like this because it seems to happen so much. It happens so much that we don't even know about all of the times that it happens. Apparently we've had over 36 school shootings this year. Of course, we haven't talked about 36 school shootings, so that there lets you know that it's happening more and more, and it's becoming more and more. I mean, I don't even want to say regular, but it's starting to feel like that, you guys. So, I mean, unless you've been living under a rock, you know about the shooting that happened in Texas at Robb Elementary School, where 18-year-old gunman Salvador Ramos entered the elementary school and walked into what I believe is a 4th grade classroom, open fired, and basically killed everybody in there. I think that the toll is up to 21 people. I think it was 1 teacher and 20 children that were killed by his assault rifle, and then barricaded himself in the school while it was pandemonium and chaos as everybody was trying to get their kids out. Just 100% a complete devastation. And I mean, you know, it's just, I don't even know what to say about these things anymore, because you can only pray so much, and you can only send your well wishes, and you can only be heartbroken so much. And it's just like, it is physically, you're nauseated. It's sickening to know that people get their children together for school in the mornings and they never see their child again. I mean, this is something that I never had to worry about when my kids were in school. When I was in school, something that I didn't worry about. This is yet another thing that this new generation has to deal with. I know you young parents out there especially have to be worried about your children as you get them ready to go to school. I mean, fourth grade children, innocent children, okay? The teacher who I'm sure wanted to protect her children, because that is the mode that you're in when you're looking down the barrel of a gun, and these children, helpless and not knowing what to do, you know, are just slaughtered. It's it's terrible. We've talked so much about gun violence here in the United States. We have talked about, you know, there needing to be some sort of, I mean, in a perfect world, we wouldn't have guns here, okay? But that is not what the United States was built on, and there will never be a day where there won't be guns in the U.S. So now we have to resort to gun laws that severely restrict people from being able to purchase guns willy-nilly, no background checks. For an 18-year-old to be able to go and buy a gun, and they say somewhere around $2,000 worth of artillery, you know, bullets and things, it just makes absolutely no sense. They can walk in one day and then that very same day go and walk into a school if they wanted to and kill everybody, or a grocery store like we've had last week of the Black people that were gunned down in Buffalo. It is very heartbreaking. When I think about those small kids, that's the same grade that my son teaches. And just, you know, worrying about him being at the schools, and then, you know, him having to also be in, you know, taking care of the kids there is just, it's awful. And I don't know what else to say. There needs to be something done. I don't even know if anything will be done. I do know that there are Democrats and Republicans alike who would like to have some gun control laws, some sort of restrictions placed, background checks and the sort. But it just seems like everybody is saying what needs to be done, but nobody is doing it. And this is the largest school shooting massacre in Texas that they have now in their history. We know about Columbine and Sandy Hooks, and now we have this mass shooting here where it looks like, you know, because originally they said it was 16 kids, and now the number has grown, so there's kids that have died that are in the hospital that did not survive. So it's just awful. And then to hear about the gunman who ultimately was, you know, who was killed in this whole tragedy, you know, you almost feel mad that he got the convenience of dying, that he, you know, seemed to take the easy way out. You know, he's left all this devastation in his wake. He's killed numerous kids and this one teacher, and he has, I mean, the families that are affected, the children that go to that school that are affected. One of the Roxstars reached out to me and said that they were in school when Columbine happened, lived not too far from that school and went to another school, and that, you know, they had PTSD and from that event, even still to this day. And now she has to explain to her children, I believe it was a she, or this rock star has to explain to their children now, you know, why, you know, you have to be careful, and that, you know, why this happened. And how do you tell children why this happened? We don't know why the fuck this happened. It's senseless. The gunman, 18 years old, like I said, I'm sure we'll hear that he's had issues and he's got his problems or whatever. the grandfather said that, or the aunt, I believe, somebody in the family has said that he could be aggressive when he got upset. Apparently he had shot the grandmother in the face before he left to go and shoot at Robb Elementary. He also had let, I guess you could call like a pen pal of sorts, someone that he met on Facebook that lived in Germany. They DM'd back and forth with each other, and he let them know that he had shot the grandmother and that he was about to go to the school. Not sure why he went to that particular school. We have also found out that he had a cousin that attended that school as well. So as the news trickle in, it just gets more and more exhausting, more and more alarming. Just, you know, people are upset that there were signs that this young man was going through whatever he was going through and had already set in motion that he was going to do something like this maybe a month prior, and nothing had been done. I mean, you know how it goes. After the fact, we all start pointing fingers and trying to figure out, you know, like, how did yet another, you know, I don't want to say crazy person, but that's what it is, how yet another crazy person has been able to, you know, just go out and buy these guns and just wreak such havoc on this elementary school. It's just, it's terrible. It's terrible. I saw the videos of the kids talking to their parents, and oh my God, just awful. It's awful. So we're going to see what happens, you know. The people that we put in our office, I mean, it is really important to know where they stand on gun laws, because I realize that the NRA has a huge money that's backing these senators and these people that are in office. And it's just, I mean, we just keep continuing this cycle. It's just, and it has to stop. Something has to be done. I don't know what it is, but something has to be done, you guys. But I did want to just talk about, I hate talking about stuff like this because it's just, you know, it's a bummer at the beginning of the video. But certain things that's huge like this has to be discussed, you guys. And so prayers up for everybody that's affected from this, because it's far and wide reaching. Many people have reactions to things like this, and not in the positive way. So I'm just praying for our country, because it just seems like every time you turn around, it's just something else. Okay. The black people that were killed in the supermarket, I was on vacation when all that went down, so I didn't get to give my prayers up for that one either. But you know, it's the same situation. Okay. And that one racially motivated. Just, I don't know what to say about this country. I don't know what to say. It's good and it's bad in so many ways. So, but hopefully those families that were directly affected can get to a point where they have some peace in their lives again. But I know that's going to be very hard to do. Okay, but let's move on to the next story. All right, you guys, so next story. Let's talk about your girl Brandy, who was in her feelings and decided to put out a freestyle diss track. Well, she's saying that it's not a diss track, okay? But she did put out some sort of freestyle to First Class. That is the song by Jack Harlow, where she has a few choice words for the young white rapper. Now, if you're wondering where this all came from, if you can remember a couple of weeks ago, Jack Harlow was on Hot 97, I believe, with Ebro. Is that the station that Ebro is on? I believe that is. Anyway, he was on an interview there, and they were playing some sort of game where he had to guess who a certain person was when they played their music. So they went on to play Aphrodisiac by Brandy. Is that the name of the song? Child. Anyway, they played a song by Brandy. Okay. And he didn't know who it was. So they were giving out hints to him. You know, she was on Moesha. She is Ray J's sister. He didn't know. Okay. And when they said that and he didn't know, they were like dumbfounded. They couldn't believe it. All right. And they finally told him that it was Brandy. And he was like, damn, Brandy is Ray J's sister. He had no idea. Now, when I saw that, I was like, kind of like laughing too. Like, how does he not know that? But just so happened that evening, that same evening that I saw it on Instagram, I was laying on my bed and Jada was laying next to me. And I was like, Jada, do you know who Ray J's sister is? And she was just like, no. And Jada's 21 years old. Now, I didn't ask Joe. Joe's 23. I think Jack Harlow is somewhere around, 23, 24, 25, somewhere in there. Okay. But so I didn't ask Joe, although I believe Joe probably would know because Joe is, he listens to like old music. Okay. So he probably would have more of an idea. Joe is like an old soul, but Jada, like she was a perfect person to ask. And Jada was like, no, I did not. She was like, no, I don't know. And I said, Brandy. And she was like, Brandy is Ray J's sister. Now she knows who Brandy is. Okay. Even though she said, I barely know who Ray J is. But, so when she said that, then I was like, okay, these kids really don't know. And you have to remember, Brandy was big before I had Jada. Okay. Like Brandy was big when I lived in Hawthorne. That was like 1994, 1996, somewhere in there. Jada wasn't born until 2001. Okay. She wouldn't know those songs. I mean, she knows Brandy and she knows like the hits that Brandy has because I have played her music in the house. But Jada wouldn't know right off the top of her head Full Moon or, so she wouldn't know some songs by Brandy because she's young. And I'm assuming that Jack Harlow is young too. You also got to realize that he's white, which means that either his mom or his dad is white, and most likely his mom is probably the white one, and she may very well not been listening to Brandy when she was, when she was younger and when Jack Harlow was young to hear the music. So it was like, it wasn't really all that shocking to realize that these kids would not know that Brandy and Ray J are sister and brother. Okay, like I said, Jada knew who she was, but she had no idea. Okay, so, and people were like outraged, like, how do you not know? Okay, the vocal Bible and I was just like, first of all, it is not that serious. And then, secondly, I mean, did y'all know y'all parents? I mean, did you guys know? I'm talking to the Roxstars that's around my age. I know a lot of those older artists now because now I listen, I can appreciate that music from what my parents was listening to back then. But when I was like around 20, 21, everybody could know who the fuck all these people was, and the Temptations and the Martha and the Vandellas and even in the Supremes. Like I would have known Diana Ross and that's it. Okay. So yeah, it's not that big of a deal. Anyway, Brandy must have gotten to her feelings when that happened. As a matter of fact, she said, right when it happened, she put out a tweet, I believe, and it says, I will murk this dude in a rap at 43 years old on his own beat and then sing his ass to sleep. Okay. And it was just like, damn, Brandy is like that. I mean, you ain't had to come that hard just because the boy didn't know you. And it wasn't like, I want to be down, So anyway, when she said that, I was just like, oh, okay, Brandy, well, now she comes out with the freestyle and, she has some things to say about Jack Harlow. And I was just like, not that serious. It's just not that serious. He didn't say he didn't know who she was. Okay. Maybe that might be a reason to be a little bit more offended. But if he just said he didn't know, I was just like, girl, you was doing a lot. So I can't worry about Brandy and her new song. But you know what song I do like? Legs and hips and body. I knew what you need. Yeah. I was like, child, y'all, first of all, you know, the professional version of it sounds better, but when you see the video of Candy and old girl from what is her name? I want to say Dawn. Is it Dawn? And Portia, the one that was from Danity Kane. What was her name? Was it Dawn, you guys? I keep getting her mixed up with En Vogue. But anyway, when you see the actual footage from from the play, first of all, Portia is this big. I said, girl, that ain't cornbread fed. But, you know, they turning around and Candy is trying to be sexy. And all you can hear is their voices. The music is so far in the background, like a child anyway. Legs and hips and body. You better do that shit, Candy. Candy said, you know what? She remixing that shit and she about to put it out. Her and Little John, they doing something in the studio, and she fixing to hit y'all with it. So originally, I guess Funky Dineva was also on that song. I listened to the song, yes, and there's a part when he's talking at the end of the song, but yeah. That was a special rendition from A Mother's Love, the play that Candy put out. You guys remember when they was traveling doing that. So yeah, anyway, you guys. Legs and hips and body. Let's get them, girls. Y'all be killing me, yo. You be killing me, Candy. Like somebody said, Candy be writing all these hits for everybody else, and then she come up with legs, hips, and body. Oh, shit. All right, man. Let that shit go viral. Make you some money off of that, too, Miss Candy. Okay? But, yeah. I'm gonna need Brandy to just chill out, okay? The kids, they do respect you. They just don't know all of your work. It's okay.